I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm getting there.
Shocking tears spilled when Serena Williams and Alexis Ohanian heard the doctor's words. Their tight world snapped in an instant, and even Serena's iron focus could not block the fear. That secret diagnosis hurled them into a fight no trophy could fix. We will reveal how the news hit, why it rattled the family, and what it means for the queen of tennis next. Long before the hospital shock, Serena's story thundered from cracked courts in Compton to shining center courts across the planet. Her rise reads like a movie turned up to maximum volume. Born on September 26, 1981 in Saginaw, Michigan, Serena's life rushed west when her parents moved to Compton. The neighborhood was tougher than any coach, yet forged steel in Serena and her sister Venus. The sisters trained on busted public courts, dodging broken glass while smashing backhands. Their father, Richard Williams, pictured greatness long before anyone else. He even wrote a 78-page master plan for their domination. Richard was not a pro player, but he studied tapes and books until dawn. Their mother, Oracene Price, added calm strength and extra coaching power. Together they built a family boot camp that fed big dreams. Hours of brutal practice filled every day. Richard kept his daughters away from many junior events to shield them from burnout and early hype. Discipline ruled, even when friends called to play. At 14, Serena stormed the Pro Tour. Venus lit the trail, but Serena quickly blasted past expectations. In 1999, at only 17, she stunned the world by crushing Martina Hingis to claim the U.S. Open. That one exploded into one of the most ruthless careers ever witnessed. Serena's serve roared like thunder, her footwork flashed like lightning, and her mind locked like a vault. She dismantled legends from every tennis era. Matches against Venus became must-see showdowns, sparking rivalries that grabbed headlines worldwide. 23 Grand Slam singles titles crown her reign. No open-era player owns more. She conquered Australia, Paris, London, and New York again and again, proving she could win on any surface, under any sky. Olympic gold glittered too. 4 medals, 1 singles, and 3 doubles with Venus. Left rivals gasping. Sydney, Beijing, and London all felt the Williams' power. What makes Serena even more astonishing is endurance. Injuries tried to slow her. Motherhood briefly paused her, yet she kept returning fiercer than before. She captured slams in the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. Beyond trophies, Serena shattered color lines in a sport long ruled by white faces. She brought raw force, daring fashion, and bright confidence that shouted, "I belong!" She used her platform to blast racism, body shaming, and pay gaps. Young girls, especially girls of color, saw a fierce mirror cheering them on. Remember the unseen grind behind the glamour. Endless drills in Compton, a father's relentless vision, a mother's quiet courage. These sparks lit Serena's fire. Now enter Alexis Ohanian. While Serena dominated courts, Alexis built tech empires and gutsy investments. Their worlds crashed together at a quiet Rome hotel breakfast in 2015. No red carpet scene, just 2 strangers sharing an outdoor table. Conversation clicked, curiosity grew, and soon they discovered shared humor, food cravings, and stubborn drive. Different arenas, same burning ambition. That bond turned into a partnership of trust that carried Serena through career peaks and private storms. Yet the newest storm hit harder than any opponent. A medical verdict, still wrapped in privacy, forced Serena and Alexis to huddle close and guard their young daughter Olympia with everything they have. The battle unfolding off the court may test Serena more than any Grand Slam final. Stay tuned, because the next twist in their journey could shake the sports world again. While climbing the rankings, Serena faced brutal press coverage that obsessed over her muscles and outfits. Critics doubted her style, yet each doubt fueled her fire. She answered every insult with aces blasted past the service line at 120 miles per hour. In 2002, she completed the legendary Serena Slam, holding all 4 major titles at once. Commentators gasped because only a handful of champions had ever frozen time like that. Crowds could feel her aura before a single ball was struck. She bounced on her toes, fixed those steely eyes on the far baseline, and the stadium air vibrated with anticipation. Setbacks lurked too: a torn knee, a pulmonary embolism, and the heartbreaking murder of half-sister Yatun Price tried to dim her light. Each tragedy might have crushed a weaker spirit, yet Serena climbed back onto center court, fist pumping, roaring for more. When she announced pregnancy in 2017, doubters whispered her reign was finished. They were wrong. Serena gave birth through an emergency C-section, fought life-threatening complications, then powered back to Grand Slam finals within a year. Her return lit up social media. Working mothers worldwide hailed her grit. Companies begged for her endorsement, knowing she embodied resilience under pressure. Off-court, Serena launched clothing lines, invested in startups, and championed equal pay for female athletes. She stood beside Billie Jean King, demanding bigger purses for women's events, and the tour listened. Alexis celebrated her victories from the stands, waving Olympia's tiny hands toward Mom on court. He famously purchased billboards that spelled out "Greatest Mom of All Time" on Serena's route to Indian Wells. Their romance turned cinematic when Alexis proposed at the exact table in Rome where they first spoke. He topped it with a fairy tale wedding in New Orleans, complete with a carousel, celebrity guests, and Vogue-worthy photos. Together they form a power couple that straddles sport, tech, fashion, and philanthropy. Their joint charity pushes for education and maternal health. Still, private life stays guarded. They rarely share hard moments, which is why the recent diagnosis stunned fans. It reminded everyone that icons bleed, heroes cry, and even the strongest families face nights filled with quiet fear. Right now, the Williams-Ohanian household is gathering strength, consulting specialists, and mapping a path forward. Serena's mother watches over Olympia as the couple schedules appointments and leans on faith. Insiders say Serena refuses to let this challenge end her story. She is studying medical journals with the same intensity she once used to decode Steffi Graf's sliced backhand. If her history tells us anything, it is this: every obstacle becomes the next incredible comeback. The clock is ticking, the stadium lights are warming, and the world is waiting to see Serena swing again. Tech genius meets tennis legend. Alexis Ohanian may not swing a racket, yet he rules the digital arena as the co-founder of Reddit, one of the loudest communities on Earth. He helped launch the site in 2005, guided its explosive growth, then cashed out and kept hustling as an investor and builder. Even after the sale, Alexis stayed vocal on online privacy, digital freedom, and true equality for women and people of color in tech. Back then, he could hardly name a Grand Slam champ, but meeting Serena Williams changed everything. He fell for tennis, fell for her, and soon became her loudest cheerleader. Their spark lit fast. In December 2016, Alexis dropped to one knee in the very Rome hotel where they first bumped into each other. Yes, a full-circle proposal. The surprises kept rolling. By April 2017, Serena announced she was expecting, and that September they cradled baby Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr. in their arms. 2 months later, November 2017, love took center stage in New Orleans. Their fairy tale wedding dazzled with a Beauty and the Beast vibe, glowing lights, a carousel, and a star-packed guest list featuring Beyoncé, Kim Kardashian, and Anna Wintour. Yet all eyes locked on the couple's joyful tears. Since that day, their bond has only grown stronger. Alexis posts heartfelt tributes, praising Serena's grit as an athlete, mother, and partner. Courtside or kitchenside, he shows up. Together, they prove big love survives busy calendars. They carve out family moments, speak kindly, and show the world that respect fuels romance. Their teamwork echoes Serena and Venus on the doubles court. They push each other higher, share every challenge, and celebrate every win, no matter the size. But behind the glamour lurked grinding reality. 2 decades at the top of tennis left Serena's body battered, and her mind stretched to the limit. Spectators gasped at her booming serve. Yet few saw the pain hidden under tape and ice packs. Matches demand endless sprints, lunges, and swings at hammer joint for hours and sometimes days. Starting as a teen and competing into her late 30s, Serena's aggressive style loaded extra stress on every muscle. Years of pounding sparked injuries that refused to stay quiet. Her knees flared up with inflammation and tendinitis, forcing painful timeouts. Back spasms struck without warning. even pushing her to withdraw mid-tournament. Her powerful shoulder felt the strain too. Training suffered when pain stole practice days. Still, Serena often played through agony, leaning on therapy, rehab drills, and medical teams to keep moving. She once admitted she woke some mornings aching from head to toe, yet she laced up and marched onto court anyway. That stubborn drive wowed fans, but extracted a heavy toll. Pressure steamed beyond the baseline. Fame, expectations, and non-stop media glare piled stress on her spirit. Over time, she opened up about mental fatigue, sparking overdue talks about athlete wellness. Her message was clear. Strength is not the absence of pain. It is a courage to face it and speak up. Then came the most frightening battle of all. In 2017, Serena's toughest competition happened in a hospital room, not a stadium. Labor should have ended in peaceful joy, but danger lurked. During contractions, Olympia's heartbeat plunged, and doctors raced Serena into an emergency C-section. Olympia arrived healthy, yet Serena's fight had only begun. 24 hours later, she gasped for air. Serena knew the threat. Blood clots in her lungs had nearly killed her before. She alerted nurses, demanding scans for pulmonary embolism. Her instinct was right. Doctors found multiple clots and rushed to prevent catastrophe. Complications stacked up, including a coughing fit that ripped her C-section stitches and forced another surgery. Recovery stretched for weeks, filled with pain and fear. Serena could not leave bed and worried she might never return to the game she loved. Alexis became her rock. He managed medications, tracked vitals, and soothed Olympia while Serena fought to heal. His devotion shone brighter than any trophy. Serena later shared that she felt lucky to be alive after the ordeal. Her story blasted open the conversation about maternal health, especially for Black women who face higher risks. Even with scars still fresh, she plotted a comeback. Months after surgery, she stepped onto practice court, determined to swing again. That return was heroic. Though she did not capture a slam right away, every match proved resilience can roar louder than victory speeches. The couple's journey, from whirlwind romance to medical emergency, shows that true power hides in partnership. Serena's thunderous forehand and Alexis's savvy mind combine into an unbreakable shield. Challenges will keep arriving, but history suggests they will meet each one side by side, hearts locked and eyes forward. Stay tuned, because the next chapter of this unstoppable duo is still being written, and the world is watching with bated breath. Before Reddit fame, Alexis studied history at the University of Virginia and learned fast from an early failed startup called My Mobile Menu. That misstep fired his hunger to build again. He and Steve Huffman coded Reddit in a cramped apartment, taped their alien logo on city poles, and replied to every comment to keep chatter alive. Their sweat paid off when Condé Nast bought the site for about $10 million, and Alexis was only 23. Instead of retiring, he launched Initialized Capital, seeding future giants like Instacart and Coinbase. He loves spotting bold ideas and cheering founders just like he cheers Serena. During the racial justice protests of 2020, Alexis shocked Silicon Valley by quitting Reddit's board so a Black leader could fill his seat. He told the world, "This is for my daughter." His stand sparked praise and debate across tech. Parenthood adds fresh joy and chaos to the Williams Ohanian home. Alexis tackles 3 a.m. diaper runs with the same focus he once used on site analytics. He laughs that a board memo is easy compared to soothing a teething toddler. Together, the couple funds classrooms, backs women-led startups, and speaks up for equal pay in every arena. Giving back is their shared match point. On Serena's side, injuries mounted like stubborn opponents. A sliced foot in 2010 needed surgery, an Achilles flare in 2020 forced her out of Paris, and constant knee pain never fully left. Yet she battled on. Postpartum recovery raised the bar higher. Her black compression catsuit at the 2018 French Open turned heads and protected her from deadly clots. Only months later, she blasted into Grand Slam finals, proving willpower can rewrite timelines. Reporters asked if those runner-up finishes hurt. Serena smiled, saying, "Walking onto court for my daughter is already a win." Her words echoed in stadiums worldwide. Between tournaments, home videos show family dance parties and pancake mornings. Olympia sees two parents who fight hard, love louder, and believe kindness outranks any scoreboard. Whatever comes next, new ventures, fresh titles, or bedtime stories, their saga shouts that shared courage conquers all. In 2011, Serena already knew the danger. She'd survived a terrifying pulmonary embolism before. So when the symptoms came back right after giving birth in 2017, she didn't stay quiet. Even in a hospital, surrounded by professionals, she had a fight to be heard. Serena begged for a CT scan. She asked for blood thinners. But at first, nobody listened. Some thought it was just normal post-surgery pain. But she pushed hard. Finally, they ran the scan. And the results were chilling. Multiple clots in her lungs. Immediate treatment began. But the nightmare didn't stop there. She started coughing violently, so much that her C-section incision tore open. Emergency surgery followed, and then another to stop future clots from reaching her lungs. It wasn't just a recovery, it was survival. 6 weeks in bed, several operations, pain that made her cry, all while her newborn daughter needed her. What should have been the happiest time of her life became one of the scariest. Serena later said the pain, both physical and emotional, made it hard to even feel joy, but open her eyes. Serena saw the terrifying truth. Black women in America are nearly 3 times more likely to die from childbirth-related causes than white women. If she had a fight to be taken seriously, with money, fame, and access to top care, what happens to everyone else? After healing, Serena spoke up, loudly. She shared her story in interviews and wrote a powerful essay in Elle. She told women, "Speak up, trust your instincts. Don't stop until someone listens." She told doctors and nurses, "Listen better, especially to black women and those from marginalized communities." Physically, her body needed time. Emotionally, it was even harder. She wasn't just healing from surgery. She was finding her balance again after nearly losing everything. Like many new moms, Serena faced self-doubt, sleepless nights, and moments of crushing exhaustion. But Alexis was there, her partner, her anchor, and her love for baby Olympia kept her pushing forward. Her honesty lit a fire. Serena turned personal pain into public power, starting conversations that could save lives. She proved that strength isn't just about muscles or medals. It's about telling the truth when it hurts and asking for help when you need it. But just when she thought she'd weather the storm, another shock hit. A mysterious lump near her neck sent Serena spiraling into fear again. The diagnosis? A benign branchial cleft cyst. Non-cancerous, but deeply unsettling. A cyst like this forms when tissue doesn't develop properly in the womb. It usually shows up on the side of the neck. Most are harmless, but when they grow, get infected, or cause pain, they have to be treated. And for Serena, with her health history, it was terrifying. Her mind flooded with questions. Is it cancer? Will it spread? Am I in danger? Even after all she'd been through, Serena admitted she was scared, genuinely scared. She thought about her daughter, about her future, about everything that could go wrong. And then the results came back. It wasn't cancer. Relief washed over her, but so did reflection. Serena decided not to keep this private. She didn't have to share it, but she did. She told the world about the cyst, about the fear, about how important it is to listen to your body and never ignore strange symptoms. She reminded everyone, even champions get scared. Even legends feel vulnerable. By opening up, she helped raise awareness. Many people had never even heard of a branchial cleft cyst before she spoke out. But Serena wasn't just trying to educate. She wanted people to take action, to schedule checkups, to trust their instincts, to speak up when something feels off. She didn't pretend to be fearless. She didn't sugarcoat the anxiety. Instead, she showed that real courage means being honest about what you're going through. And though the cyst turned out to be harmless, it changed something in her. It reminded her how fragile life can be, how quickly things can shift, how deeply our bodies and minds are connected. This moment, like so many before it, marked another turning point, one that shaped how she saw herself, her health, and her role as a voice for others. And as fate would have it, Serena was about to stand beside someone else facing a health crisis of their own. But now, she was ready, not just with strength, but with empathy, wisdom, and unshakable resolve. Behind the glamour and gold medals, a quiet storm was brewing. This time, it wasn't Serena facing a medical crisis. It was Alexis Ohanian. And it changed everything. Fans usually picture them as a powerhouse duo, a tech mogul and a tennis legend, conquering the world side by side. But when Alexis was hit with mysterious illness, the roles reversed, and Serena became the one doing the comforting. It started small. Alexis just felt off, tired, drained. He figured it was stress. After all, juggling business, fatherhood, and life with Serena isn't exactly light work. But the fatigue lingered. Then came the aches, the brain fog, the sense that something deeper was wrong. Doctor visits, tests, more waiting, and finally, answers. Alexis had Lyme disease. The bacteria from an infected tick had quietly invaded his body, and now it was time to fight back. Treatment began with antibiotics. But Lyme disease doesn't always give up easily. Some recover quickly. Others, like Alexis, face symptoms that stick around long after the medicine ends. Muscle pain, exhaustion, trouble thinking clearly. For someone used to working at full speed, it was a hard adjustment. You had to stop, slow down, say no to meetings, miss moments with Olympia. It wasn't just frustrating, it was humbling. And through every hard day, Serena was there. She stepped into the caregiver role with the same strength she'd used to win Grand Slams. She managed schedules, offered encouragement, and reminded Alexis that healing takes time. It was a new challenge for both of them, not physical but emotional, and it pushed their partnership to a new level. They didn't hide it. Just like Serena had once spoken openly about her birth trauma, Alexis chose to share his Lyme story too. He talked about the confusion, the helplessness, the exhaustion that made it hard to even think straight. His honesty cracked open a conversation about an illness many people misunderstand. And together, he and Serena showed what it looks like to stand by someone when the world isn't watching. Their journey proves that love isn't just about grand gestures. Sometimes it's about showing up on the hardest days, sitting in silence, or bringing a warm meal when the strength to cook is gone. They reminded us that even the strongest couples face quiet battles. But the love that survives those battles, that's the real kind. And through it all, life kept moving forward. In 2022, Serena Williams officially stepped away from professional tennis. After more than 20 years of dominating the sport, her goodbye was emotional and powerful. But Serena made one thing clear: retirement didn't mean retreat. It meant reinvention. She wasn't stepping back. She was stepping into something new. First came Serena Ventures, her own venture capital firm. Her mission? To fund early-stage companies led by women and people of color. She wasn't just investing in profits. She was investing in change. Tech, wellness, education. Serena Ventures backs businesses that often get ignored by traditional investors. She wanted to shift the system, and she's doing it with purpose. And then there's fashion. Serena's style has always turned heads, both on and off the court. Now, she channels that bold energy into her own clothing lines. Her designs are confident, fierce, unapologetically her. It's fashion that makes a statement and builds a brand that fans love. But business isn't all she's focused on. Serena has poured her heart into philanthropy too. From supporting schools to fighting for racial equality, she's using her voice and her resources to lift others up. She's built classrooms, helped expand healthcare, backed initiatives for women's rights and youth education. Now that she's no longer chasing trophies, Serena is chasing impact. And through all of it, through business deals, clothing lines, and causes that matter, Alexis is still by her side. Together, they've weathered health scares, emotional lows, and life changes. And they've done it all with honesty and heart. They don't pretend to be perfect. They just keep showing up for each other, for Olympia, and for the millions watching. Because at the core of their story isn't just success. It's strength, built through struggle. And it's love, the kind that doesn't quit when things get hard.